Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, there's a bargain this week and we're going to rebuild mine. If you don't have one of these, for goodness sake get one. I mean look, 643k for the Ocelot Jugular, or the Jaguar XE Project 8 of course, a special vehicle operations car from Jaguar, which we'll probably never see again. And we're going to build a very special one. But you're going to sort of get two builds for the price of one, as you sometimes do, because this is my car as it looks now. So this is a Series Elite race car that I built for my race garage. It's been like this for a little while, and I want to put it back to a road car. But if you want a race car, let's look at what I take off as I build it, and one or two options on the way. But we're going to build a very special car. We're going to build this one here in the photo. This belongs to Harry Metcalfe. Now, you've probably heard of Harry Metcalfe, but he founded Evo magazine, for which I still subscribe. A fantastic magazine, certainly in the UK. He's also a sort of businessman extraordinaire. I know he did some work with JLR, I think the SVO department. I'd have to look up to be sure, but I'm sure it's on Wikipedia somewhere. And he has a wonderful, wonderful car collection, including a lot of diverse cars. It's not just, oh, look at all my supercars, but there is a Countach in there. There's a lot of historics. There's a LAN. And one of the cars he's got, and he bought it because he said, I don't think we'll see the like again, is an XE Project 8 in purple, for which I know quite a bit of work's done to make it track or more track worthy, etc. So we're going to do a build on this car, or precisely very slightly two builds, because the cars had two different coloured wheels. So we'll go through the build. This car is fully maxed. That includes the turbo, which I think is wrong, but hey, let's have the full performance. So onto the front bumpers. At the moment the car is on extended splitter, and that is the correct one for both builds. There aren't actually many choices. We don't want rods and things, and we definitely need more splitter than that. So extended splitter at the front. Rear bumpers, I will give you a choice. Really, stock is best, but there should be a load of carbon stuck out here. Not like that, but that isn't far off. So if you want to go rear carbon lip for this to stand for the flat piece of carbon here, be my guest. I think that would be quite a good choice. Onto the exhaust. It's slightly sad because I don't like these blue titanium tips. I know they're supposed to look blued, like they've got overly hot or something. They just look like a child's painted them blue to me. But otherwise we have to have two big ones or two square ones, and they're both wrong. We want round quad pipes, so that's all you can go for. On the fenders, just stock. We're just going to paint the car all one colour. And for the grille, well, there's a bit of a choice. The Jaguar badge and the stock grille looks good, but if you look at this painted grille here, it does put another colour on the inside, so we will come back to that once we do the respraying. For the hood, the stock hood on the car, if we just change the angle, gives one big exhaust vent on the hood. That's exactly what's there on the real car. It could be engine cooling, but I suspect it's more to do with aerodynamics mixed with cooling. On the lights, I have xenons. I think that's a poor move. I think the car would be modern enough to have moved beyond xenons. I could be wrong. I'm going to go stock, but if you want to be dead sure, look up, see what sort of lights it had. Livery. Now, the first thing is, if you're building a race car, I made this similar to, in colouring and whatever, to a specific race car. But do notice that there are other liveries, and if you're making a Project 8 race car, who's to say, you know, what liveries that series had? Must have had quite a few, so you've got a nice choice. What I want is a single grey stripe across the car. So we can't really have it. The nearest we could get is this. I would live with the stripe on the side, but I can't live with it being yellow. So we're going to have to go sports stripes and put them central. Moving on down, for the number plate, well, you may as well make the effort. I would go yellow on black to reference the reverse colours of a UK plate. And I did make the effort, so I've got P8 SVO. I mean, it's what a plate, Project 8. The SVO, I mean, fantastic number plate. So we put the real plate on the car. I don't think it goes on the front anyway. For your paints, you can already see a purple on the roof because I've been playing and forgot to return it. For the race car, the paint is either a classic ice white or you could use the pure white crew colour. Either works well. Otherwise, we're going to use a crew colour today, which I'll put on for you first here. Now, this, I'll show you the screenshot, is a midnight purple straight from GTAcolours.com because they show a picture of the car in the sun. When you line it up against Harry's car in the sun, they are so similar. This is another technique for finding colours. Sometimes just find one on there that's so close to something somebody's already done. We're going to add a pearl, but before we do, let's just have a quick look. And you can see here midnight purple. Ignore the pearl they've added for you, but midnight purple is not going to be too far away from our crew colour. So true colour or midnight purple. And for the pearlescent, we want bright purple. Now, this is a bright pearl, and it probably shows rather more than the one on Harry's car, depending on the light, but it is almost a dead ringer for the pearl on his car. Secondary colour, well, I'm wondering if we can get some sort of dark or some sort of grey, perhaps. Let's just look at the roof, which is secondary at the moment. Maybe that colour there, anthracite black. And then, as promised, we could go back to the grille, go painted lip, and actually get anthracite black around the lip, so that looks rather good. On to trim colour, the inside of Harry's car is black as far as I can see. There's a video on YouTube of him tracking it at Goodwood, so we just leave that as either graphite or black. For the roof, we definitely want a carbon roof on the car. Now, the only problem here is showing the pearlescent, which is a bit distressing. And of course, if you go secondary black, you'll get the same. For the skirts, there's some very bold skirts on Harry's car, and none of these stick out enough, really, apart from the carbon lip skirts. So we'll go carbon lip. They have two tiny wings, which don't really matter, but they're much more the right shape. For the spoiler, the stock spoiler is the one. This is the closest, even though it doesn't have end caps, but the severe angle, the position of the struts, everything is bang on. If you insist on the traction benefit, I guess you could go to the low-level wing, which at least gives you end caps, but most of the rest of it isn't quite so good. Your choice. Suspension. This is one of those cars that really will go very low. I had it on street for the race car. I will tell you, I think lowered suspension is perfect for Harry's car street if you really want to give it a mean look, but let's go to lowered. And for the wheels, this is where you get a slight choice. The type of wheel is very easy. You go to Sport, Synthetic Z. At the moment, he has the car on a sort of alloy or silvery wheel, so I would take the Chrome Synthetic Z. So if you want the car as he has it now, then Chrome Synthetic Z. If you want the car as pictured, and I do quite like what Rico82, one of our viewers and also a creator, what he calls the Cadbury look, which is the gold wheels. So stock Synthetic Z painted gold. I'm wondering if I'll get better colours than are on here next week. We can obviously choose gold or dark copper, and often one looks better than the other. I think dark copper actually works here. Oh, I don't know. I never like this gold that we get, despite the fact I have to use it a lot. But let's go with this gold. Let's see if something better comes on the 4th of March. Okay, so that completes the build of Harry Metcalfe's Project 8. This will have to leave the race garage and, of course, be replaced by a race car, most likely a racing Cosworth. Let's just have a look at it outside, but let's take it out somewhere, get some proper sunshine. What's great about this car, of course, is the noise it makes as well, the way it drives. This is an absolute bargain. And if you haven't bought one of these, you just got to get one this week. I was going to build this car anyway, but it is just a happy coincidence that this week we could do it. So there we are. Apart from the pearl on the roof, which I don't like. You know, the stripe works very well with the colour, even though there's two of them. The pearl works. We still can see that it's a very dark purple under the pearl. We've got the number plate, we've got everything. I'm really pleased with this Harry Metcalfe's build for the car. For the moment, I guess it will have to go back to the race collection till I make some room with the new GTA Plus garage. If you enjoyed the build of this car, then please do like the video. Of course, if you like real cars in GTA, subscribe. But not just to me, subscribe to Harry. Harry's Garage is an incredibly popular YouTube series, and if you have petrol running in your veins, I really think you do need to subscribe to Harry's Garage. It's really, really worthwhile. He has a lot of thought-provoking articles as well on things like hybridization and EVs and all that sort of thing, which makes it, I think, really well worth doing. Anyway, here it goes in the wrong place till I can sort it out. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching.